Oh, now that's pretty funny. This is a rookie mistake. You know what I did? I turned the camera on, I set everything up, and I've just been sitting here talking to myself because I forgot to hit one button, the one in the upper right-hand corner that says go live. Hey, Sparky, and Dirt Rider, and of course, Al. I've been typing with Al because I didn't realize I wasn't live until just now. And that's funny. Hi, Al. Now, I saw you there the whole time. I didn't realize because on my screen it looks like it looks like I'm on, except for the part that says start broadcast. I know, I know. That's embarrassing. But keep in mind that I set this up Monday and ran it for a few minutes and didn't know a whole lot about it. Yeah, to help me with the technical stuff. Yeah, I didn't know a whole lot about it Monday, so I just turned it on for a few minutes and played with it and said, okay, let's see what comes of it. And I figured I'd go ahead and try to do something with a little bit of a format today. And I was sitting here doing something with a little bit of format, just nobody could see it because I didn't have it turned on. So I want to start out, I want to show you guys something that just drives me crazy. We all work hard on our pages and we do our very best and try to make good content and try to get subscribers and all that. And then I look at the top 50 live subscriber count, and Justin Bieber has 71 million subscribers. What has Justin Bieber done to get 71 million subscribers? I mean, seriously. That's Canada's worst export. In Ireland, how cool is that? Okay, let me shut you down. I think I got the link here. I do. Sparky, you can come up, but you got me a strike on the last one because you played a Bee Gees song in the background, and we don't want to make the Bee Gees mad. Yeah, Al, I agree with you. Who's Justin Bieber? I mean, for God's sake. But you look at it, there he is with 71 million subscribers. If you can explain that, I'd be impressed. Yeah, when I looked at this, I saw that most of the top ones, outside of the Mr. Beast and PewDiePie, which we all know about, this one is India, set India, which is Sony, of course, Sony India. T Series is also a TV station in India. So it's kind of hard to compete with them because they've got what 1.2 or 1.3 billion people. Okay, I put the link out there. Hi, Adam. So who wants to come up and play with me today? Now, last time we did this, it did take about 10 minutes to get any crowd at all, and it might take 10 minutes this time too. And I was telling bad jokes before that nobody heard because, well, I didn't have anything turned on. It's 9 Celsius there. Well, it's 26 degrees here. I don't know what that translates to in Celsius off the top of my head, but it translates to cold. I'd say probably about 3 below Celsius. 3.3 below. Okay, the basement's empty, so I'm going to have to go ahead and tell some bad jokes. A few weeks ago, Mark Zuckerberg announced that he's creating an Instagram just for kids. So what? Okay, now let's understand this. He's creating an internet app filled with pictures of kids because it's an Instagram for kids. What could go wrong there? I know that was pretty bad. See, 8 degrees Celsius isn't that bad though, is it? Yeah, that's 46 in Fahrenheit. That's kind of cold. Okay, in my will, I put down that in order to inherit anything when I die, they'll, everyone will have to have my body cremated and then my head removed and shot out of a cannon at somebody. Yeah, I have, as a matter of fact. I was playing around with it day before yesterday, before all the snow and ice came in. Yeah, snow and ice in Texas, go figure. And the thing scoots along pretty good. It runs about 26 miles an hour. Hey, Mick. Now you see, I'm staying out of your Saturday time slot. I know better. I know not to fool with Mick. Where's it at? I think I had a picture of it here somewhere. Yeah, as she sits now. That's where we started 2 weeks ago with the a la carte. And this is where we are right now. And yeah, 26 miles an hour when your butt's dragging the ground here. That's pretty terrifying. And theoretically, if I take the governor off, I can run her up to about 50 miles an hour. It was 26 miles an hour at 2,800 RPM. And they say this motor will run up to about 6,000 pretty easily. Hey, Tim. Yeah, Tommy, we named it a la carte because I've got a set of motors that are going to go on it. The next thing that's going on it is a pair of weed eater motors at the same time. And we decided different flavors of motors. It's a la carte. It gets something different every time. So let's see who we've got here. So Dirt Rider. Dirt Rider says Al's in Indiana. Or he said hi, Al, and then he said Indiana. And Al corrected that he's from Scotland, so I'm assuming Dirt Rider's from Indiana. Okay, we've got 10 people here and nobody in the basement. So one of you guys needs to help me out here and jump up. That way I'm not talking to myself. I've got something saved up for a name that part. What I'd like to do for our initial one is let people talk about their channels. Figure let people promote themselves, because you don't get that much on live. That is funny on the first one starting out with the thing turned off. Ah, here we go. Hey Wayne, how you doing?
Hey Bill, not bad. Didn't know you had a humor channel.
Yeah, you want to hear the funniest thing about that video? Well, I told you, I said the comment that I'd tell you later.
Yeah.
The only thing real in that whole video is the stand, me, and the microphone in my hand. Everything else is.
I subscribed to it today.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Everything else is green screened in.
Yeah, some of it was pretty good, pretty hilarious. I had a good laugh.
Yeah, it's got a lot of videos on it. I've sort of neglected it for a little while now, but I've got to get back to it.
Yeah,
I built the green screen for that channel. There you go. That's much better lighting for you.
Yeah, I shut off my LED that's above my head. I think most of this light is coming from my computer screen here.
Yeah. Yeah, you got the same thing I do. It's if I put my reading glasses on, I can see my screen and my glasses when I do it.
Well, without my glasses, I can't see anything.
Oh yeah, I use reading glasses because, well, I'm over the age of 30, and everybody over the age of 30 wears reading glasses.
Hi, Al. Mick says he's only got a small channel.
That's just what I was going to say.
Point talking about him. No, Mick's got a good channel.
Yeah, he's only got a little channel. He's only got, what, 17 times as many subscribers as I do.
I just watched him working on that active lawnmower that I've never seen one, but he said it comes from Italy.
Yeah, I saw it had aluminum written in Italian on the side, and he said it had an aluminum deck. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it had an EX motor on it.
Yeah. Be better if it would have been a Quantum, eh?
Yeah, that's what I put in the comment was the only thing that thing needs is a quantum motor.
Yeah.
You know? And funny enough, then I went over and watched Tom's video when he was changing motors on it, and he was changing an EX for a quantum.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he had the dreaded problem of getting that last bolt out of the engine, eh? If you ever take an engine off and there's 3 mounting bolts, there's always the last one that you try is the one that's seized.
Yeah, but yeah, with the ability to just bore it out and run a bolt on it.
Yeah,
I would have had that drill out that fast on that one. Tom's much more patient than I am.
I've been lucky with the induction gun. We've got, I think we've got all but one. We had one that was seized in so bad I had to drill it out.
Well, you do have usually an aluminum motor with a steel bolt going into it. So the dissimilar metals are going to make them stick every now and again, no matter what you do.
But normally that heat trick that he used works. Like you expand the aluminum a little, you throw some kind of penetrating lube in. Just take it easy and do it by hand. Don't put the impact to it, because as soon as you put an impact that's got any kind of torque, it's going to snap it right off.
Yeah. It usually when you break the head off, though, they screw right out. Except aluminum and steel, a steel bolt and an aluminum motor, you're going to have corrosion that's not going to let that happen sometimes.
If Mac 210 comes up here in the comments someplace, I just wanted to apologize. I missed his comment when I was stuck on Phil's live stream by myself. He had asked how I got into small engine repair, and I would have been able to talk for a half hour steady just on getting into small engine repair. So I missed it. Sorry I missed it, because it was a great question.
Funny enough, when I first started doing it, it was while I was in college. I was trying to, eat and live indoors, and I fixed little motors, for a little shop. I fixed motors there just so I could make some food money, and they'd let me work they'd let me work in the middle of the night and all that, so that I could go to school during the day.
Yeah.
And then spent my whole career as a software engineer, and then came back to it when I retired.
Well, I retired from the closed eye forging business in, I guess my wife said the other day, it was 12 years since I retired. And then I started a forging consulting company, and I did that for about, I don't know, likely a full 8 years, but pretty well full time for the first four. And then my son Jake, he had gotten in a bad car accident where he got blinded in one eye, and he was a certified welder. And so we were talking one day on what he's going to do, and decided that one of the things that was needed in the area was small engine repair that offered a service of 1 to 2 days instead of 1 to 2 months to get your
Yeah.
equipment back.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
turning a
something.
motor around in 1 or 2 days is easy.
Yeah, Jake started taking courses at Niagara College, a local college in Welland, and took the night course of small engine repair. And then he took automotive technicians class, graduated from both of them. But like a government, how smart our government is, like this kills me. They want people to get out and work, pay taxes. And yet, when it comes to automotive repair, the rule for an apprenticeship is that these garages have to have one certified mechanic to each apprentice. So, how many garages do you know that have more than one certified mechanic in them? No,
Yeah.
rare, rare. Like, I mean, they got one guy and that's it. Well, all they can do is hire one apprentice. They can't hire three. And so the rest of these kids that are taking that course, if they get an apprentice job someplace, it's like Canadian Tire, and all they're doing is changing tires. And really,
Yes.
they can't get their papers until they get checked off all the sections that are in that booklet that they have to learn, like brakes and steering and brake lines. And, like, there's a lot of stuff they got to do to qualify to write the exam. They never get the time to do it.
Yeah. And you would think that, especially, you're right. A tire shop is a very good place for somebody to start out, because you would have something where you could be of value to the business changing tires, and
Yeah,
you'd have a chance to train on other things like brake systems and cooling systems and whatnot.
right. Yeah. So, anyways, he started a small engine repair business in the states. You got, I think, Craigslist, where you could do advertising and stuff for sale, right?
Yes.
In Ontario, anyways, we've got a thing called Kijiji. So he put an ad on Kijiji, and boom, it kind of started out really good, kept on growing and growing, and the first year, a lot of it was flipping mowers. Like, whenever he
That's what
didn't
I
have
do.
a job, yeah, and it was crazy. I just sent DNR. You had given him a great comment. I commented back saying it was an excellent comment for him to follow his passion. And I sent him a lengthy thing saying, if he really wants to do that, he's got these jobs that he's trying to generate some cash. Go out and pick up a lawnmower, work on it, sell it, flip it. And he'd be surprised how fast he'll generate a lot of money.
So, good question for you, Wayne. What got you started on your YouTube?
On the YouTube,
Yeah.
Donnie Boy 73 got Jacob started on YouTube. He had saw Donnie Boy 73 videos. I actually saw Donnie Boy 73's first video on the albino moose. I think that was his very first video. And I remember watching, that was the first time I ever saw an albino moose. So Donnie Boy was doing his videos, and Jake just got the passion from doing that. And one of his friends that he took the automotive technician class with started a YouTube channel on car repairs.
Yeah.
I think now Jake, if he was here, I'd ask him. I think his name is Mastroni. He's got a significant amount of subscribers. Like Jake's got, I think, 71,500 right now. His
Wow.
buddy, I think, he's got to have 300,000 or more. Like this kid just gets views like crazy because he does a lot of work on cars that are like building them up to drifters. You know what I mean? The
Oh
drifter
yeah.
cars, tuning out, changing the exhaust on them and everything. So he's got a great channel. So he told Jake, he said, you know what? He said you should get into it. And between Donnie Boy and him, that's how Jake started. You notice there's a lot of new channels coming up now.
I'm
Small
sorry to say
engine
that.
repair. A lot of guys getting into small engine repair videos now.
Well, some people are. Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I've noticed that in just the figure. I moved my channel to small engine repair because mine started out with just house projects, and I moved it to small engine repair probably 11 months ago.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you're not that far off from hitting your 1,000, right?
No, I'm
You're
right on the
close.
line. I'm getting
All right.
close.
Yeah, what are you, 940 now?
Nine and change. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't check it very often.
so we got to get you boosted up, get you into the monetized section.
Well, yeah, I hope eventually, but I
Well,
figure it's.
it
I didn't
won't
ever
take
intend
long.
to. I didn't ever intend to monetize it when I started.
Yeah, but it's going to help.
It won't hurt for sure. It'll
No,
it'll
it's not
it'll
going to
let me
hurt.
buy more stuff.
It'll help you out, get equipment, and do whatever you want to do. Like, it's definitely a plus.
Yeah, for me to get you mentioned the our version of Craigslist. This supplies me almost all of my equipment. I get calls and texts and whatnot, and all it basically says is I'm looking for unloved yard equipment.
You
You'd be
you
amazed.
you mostly work on two strokes.
Well, now four strokes are boring for me
You like
because
two
it's
strokes.
I like two strokes. Yeah, two strokes have two advantages I see. They're all different.
Yeah,
When you're working on a four stroke, it's pretty much the same motor.
yeah.
There's different flavors of the same motor, but it's the same motor. On a two stroke, going from a backpack blower to a weed eater, it's an entirely different universe working on it.
Well, you're strictly flipping, right? You're not doing any repairs.
Yes. Yeah,
But
I'm
if
just
a
flipping.
neighbor comes, you're saying, yes, I will have it done for you rapidly, right?
If a neighbor asks, I live in a sort of a hooty tooty little neighborhood. And so if the neighbors ask, are you kidding me? I'll paint their house if they'll just be quiet about me playing with lawn equipment at all hours. As a matter of fact, the one right next to me, when I went to get firewood this year, or as we say, we go hunt wild firewood, which basically means put an ad out and
Yeah,
say, if you have any dead trees, we'll cut them down for you for free.
yeah.
And then we run off with the firewood when we're done.
Well, you've got
And
chainsaws, right?
a wood splitter.
Oh, and a wood splitter.
Yeah.
Gas powered?
No, a little electric one.
Electric. Yeah, the electric ones work great.
They really do.
Yeah, my
It's
next door
I've
neighbor.
done them yay big around.
Yeah, yeah, my next door neighbor. I think he bought an electric one years ago. Now I don't know if this is right or not. 9 ton? Would that be right? A 9 ton electric log splitter?
Yeah, mine's a 5.
Okay, this I think was a 9, and we actually had to put car ramps up to it to roll some of these logs that we had, like these chunks that he was going to split. They were so big, and that thing went through them like butter.
Oh yeah, it's when I hit a really big one, I have to battle it a little bit.
Yeah,
But for anything, yay big, about twice the size of my head, it just cruises right through them.
easier than splitting with an axe.
I keep looking at that log splitter saying, surely this thing's a beast. Surely there's other things I can make it do,
Yeah,
And I thought to myself, I could make a table like Bruce has and use the log splitter in the summer to pinch the table together back and forth to raise it.
yeah. No, I remember when I was growing up on the farm with my grandfather, and we would spend a full day out there cutting wood, and the saw was hooked up to the PTO on an old Ford tractor, and the tractor was so old it had steel wheels with the steel lugs on it. That's how old this thing was.
Yeah.
And if we had to fire it up in the wintertime, we had to put a fire underneath the like engine block to warm it up so you can crank it over to start it. There's a lot of people out there that are watching right now say, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, I know what you're
Think
talking
about a
about.
long time ago when the only way you could start a vehicle was to crank it.
Yeah, guys, keep in mind that Wayne was there when they made the first car.
Yeah, right. Henry was my uncle, not
Yeah,
Henry
Uncle
Bernarski.
Henry.
Sorry, Henry, not you.
Hey, John. I see one. John says he's working. He's going to work on his neighbor's little dirt bike,
Yeah,
and
both,
that would
both,
be a great video, John.
yeah.
On
Both time John did something other than do promos for lead-ins to all these guys' videos, eh?
yeah, right. Yeah, I'd have it. I'd have to ask him to do one for mine, except I've got my uncle's voice, and my uncle's got a little bit beat up since then, and so I've got to keep it there for him. You
Oh,
know.
good. John says I was there when they invented the horse too. Okay, thanks, John. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, you remember horses? They made those by splicing together a Briggs and Stratton quantum motor with a cow, right?
Yeah, my grandfather had all of that. He had horses, cattle, pigs, chickens, turkeys, guinea hens.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, everybody. I'll tell you, like they told me stories of the during the Depression. Everybody from Welland would go out to the farm, and my grandmother and the rest of the neighbors that were there, they'd go out and they'd work in the farm the whole day, and then there would be a great big meal, and like there'd be 30 or 40 people eating at the table, and that might be the only meal they got that day.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I
because
heard.
if you lived on a farm, you were self-sufficient. You didn't have to worry.
Yeah, it's my grandparents were, already grown up in the Depression. Well, they were of having children age
Yeah,
in the Depression,
yeah,
and I lost my grandfather just a few years back. He made it to the age of 96. Gotta love that.
yeah. Yeah, my mom will be 97 on March the 1st. She's in a home, but yeah, she'll be 97 and her brain's still working.
Yeah, probably better than mine.
Better than mine.
Okay, so you got any projects going now, Wayne?
No, we just finished up that Cub Cadet that I was talking about. I said on the last live, it was 6 years ago. It was 2018 when we got it. So we just finished that up yesterday. So it's ready to go. And today I spent the morning just making some shelves for areas that I could use more storage.
Yeah, one of my projects that I've got, a winter project that I'm going to work on the next couple of weeks, is I've got a perfect workbench and I like the deck, but the shelves underneath it are 35 years old and
Yeah,
they're just getting beat up and, they're coming apart at the seams. So I
yeah,
think what I'm going to do is lift the deck off and then basically rebuild all the drawers and everything, pull all the runners off the drawers and put
yeah,
whole new wood in.
yeah. No, it's amazing. Like I've got one shelf that's got all our air filters in it, but on those shelves, it's 5 shelves high. They're individual cardboard boxes that are filled with all the different air filters, but all the part numbers are on the front of the boxes, and they're sorted out. Briggs and Stratton, Tecumseh, Kohler, Honda. So it's pretty organized, but it's better than it used to be. We just keep getting better at organization every time.
Oh, you have a good day. He says he's changing the oil on his 150. He was waiting for it to drain and he came and hung around with us for a few minutes.
Yeah,
Let's see if anybody wants to come play with us some.
Jake's going to have to do an update video on his Ford F-150 for oil consumption.
Oh, is it eating oil?
Well, it's a 2019, and I forget what engine it's got in it. Jake knows, but basically that engine, I think it's a 5 liter. That engine is notorious for, I guess, burning oil. So right now, the Ford dealership is doing monthly checks. After so many kilometers, he keeps going back and they keep marking the dipstick and where the oil level is, because let's put it this way: he's got a 10-year warranty on it. Like we took the extended 10-year. So if he keeps burning oil, they just got to put a new engine in it. And because it's a company vehicle, I guess they got to give him another vehicle to use while they're swapping out engines.
Huh. You know, I've been a Corvette fanatic for the last 25 odd years. I've had a Corvette of some sort always.
Yeah.
And what I found, because the motors are, because the hood's so small, so short in them, they do tend to run warm. Yeah, and you got a lot of horsepower, which will make it run a little bit warm. And I found that valve seals go on them.
Well, I had a 1977 Corvette, original paint job, never been hit, faded out paint. And when I got ready to sell it, it's like I had a guy from St. Catharines, about, I don't know, 20, 25 miles away. He's going to come and buy it for my asking price. And I got some construction guys rebuilding closets in my house. And doesn't the guy give me a call and say, Wayne, we got a problem? I said, what's the problem? Like, can't get the material for the doors or what? He says, no, I was backing up my truck and I had my tailgate down and I took out the back fender on the Corvette.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so now I got to get home, call the guy that's buying the vet and telling him that, yes, it's been hit. I lied. And he said, what do you mean you lied? I said, well, it's been hit just today. Somebody just backed into it today and totaled that back fender. So we had to do a deal. The price is going to go down. This guy's going to pay me the difference. And it all worked out in the long run, but I felt really bad.
I had one that I made the mistake of trying to race and got hit in the passenger door.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. No, I guess it was the driver door. Yeah, on a left-hand turn, he hit me. It just mashed straight into my door, broke the window on the car. When I got out, the paint was scratched, and that was it.
No kidding.
It bent the door in, and there's an aluminum frame inside the door on the Corvette. The aluminum frame had a kink in it, and it was enough to break the window out.
And it should have destroyed the door.
It buffed out.
Yeah.
We never painted it. All we did is we took the door off, took the skin off of it, and straightened out the aluminum, put a new window in it, and we were done. And that was just grace of God, because that could have easily just torn me up, and did a little research after that. And do you know the Corvette is the highest rated American passenger car, for a broadside accident?
Number one.
It's number one. It's the safest car to be in if you get hit in the side.
Oh, okay.
And you would think with plastic, but the reason is there are beams all over the place to hold the door up.
Yeah.
Because it's a plastic door.
Well,
where most cars they count on the frame of the door itself.
Yeah. If I'm going to get broadsided, I'd rather be in an M1 tank than a car or a truck.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'd rather be in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Adam's asking what's next for the go-kart. The go-kart, the next thing that's up, I was actually doing a little bit of cutting and grinding this morning. I haven't done any welding yet. But next thing is up is I have 2 mismatched weed eater motors that I'm going to weld gears onto the clutches and run those together at the same time on the go-kart. I figured there's some entertainment value there, and I'm going to gear it up 3 times what it is now, because they'll run 8,000 RPM, 9,000 RPM, because I don't mind blowing them up. I'll run them 10,000 RPM, and we'll see how fast we can get her to go, and if they'll go at all with the weed eaters. I think with enough gearing, they'll go pretty good.
Well, the last one I seen, you were going pretty fast when you geared it up.
And that was at 2,800 RPM. You could hear the motor. The motor wasn't even working.
Yeah, but you were flying.
I was flying. Yeah, I was ready to pee my pants on that one. Well, you saw it slid sideways and stalled. Yeah. And it was suggested that it might be the oil cutoff, because I power slid it the other direction. It didn't shut off. Let's see, when I power slid it to the left, it didn't shut off, but to the right, it did. So I think it's probably the low oil pressure switch shut me down. But right now, it's too icy out there to play with it. It's freezing rain and snow.
Tim says it's cold down here where he is. He's in England. Can't be as cold as it is here in Ontario, Tim.
You're up there. To me, I'm in Texas, and it's
we're
ice and
north.
snow here today in
There's
Dallas.
more north than us.
Yeah,
No, I guess it's going to be bitter cold in some parts of the states. They've got a freeze advisory again.
Yeah,
The lower section of the states.
in Texas, clear down to Austin. We've got a like severe winter weather advisory.
Yeah.
Usually in Dallas, a severe winter advisory means it's going to be below 58.
Yeah.
You know, they're
Well,
pretty much lightweights.
You're going to get sub-zero again, right?
I don't think we'll get there. It's showing 65 by Monday.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll take 65 all year.
There might be another go-kart video coming on Monday.
Were you a little late starting out today?
Yeah, I was actually a lot late starting out today. You know why? Because it was my first
Bill.
live, and I forgot to hit the start.
Oh, okay. Because I was in the shop and you came up and it said at 2, but then I think that's 3 here, right?
Is it?
I think it said
I'm Central Time.
Wednesday live at 2, yeah, and then it said 3, and then you had 4 people watching. I'm in there and I looked at my watch and I think it was like 10 after 3. I said, "Where the hell is he?"
Yeah. What I did was I forgot to hit the start button.
Yeah, okay.
And I ran the timer.
Don't start, John.
Yeah, it's 8 in the UK right now.
Yeah.
3 o'clock here.
Well, it's just after 9 o'clock here in the UK.
Oh, 9 o'clock?
Yeah.
Like
Right
9
now.
o'clock p.m.
Oh, Scotty's in Ireland, right?
No, Scott is in Somerset. Be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, you know what I've learned? On Monday I set up and I was just practicing and getting used to it. And I said, okay, I'm just going to go in for 10 minutes and get used to the buttons.
Yeah.
And then like 8 or 10 people showed up and it's like, you've got no idea what I'm doing. And I had no plan whatsoever. This time I've got a plan though. Not only do I have a plan, let me dig it up here. I've got a name that tool. This one might be a little unfair, but to me, I figured for the very first one, we would do amateur hour and make it what I think is a really easy one. To me, I think that's pretty easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's funny when I see people do these, they don't realize you push 2 buttons and there it is,
Who's going to get it first in the comments?
I don't know. You know what it is?
Yeah, I know what it is.
I think it's one of those where you either know or don't know, and you'll never know if you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that you would know if you've got the piece of equipment that goes to.
If you have the piece of equipment, you've got some of those.
Yeah.
You don't have one of those. You've got some of those.
You don't have one.
And a good hint for everybody is the sum of those. Usually some of those are burnt up.
Yeah.
That's close, John. That is close. It's not a torch tip, but you're close.
John didn't make enough money off his pension from the sheriff's department to buy this piece of equipment, I guess.
Well, I'm sure he did, because this is not an expensive piece of equipment that you attach this to.
Well, yeah, it's not that bad. Actually, it's cheap compared to the other one.
What do you think? Wayne, make the call. Do we give it to him?
No. He's getting closer if you change
He's warm.
one letter.
MIG welding tip.
It's a MIG welding tip. Yes, that's actually a flux welding tip.
Al McLean got it.
Yeah.
John.
Yeah, and that's so I say everybody's got a few of them if they've got a welder and they're all burnt up.
The TIG welder's got a tungsten tip.
Yep.
Yeah, I got to give it to Al. Even though it is for flux, the flux and the MIG, I think, hold the same tip anyway. So
yeah, depends what size wire you're running.
Yeah, that one is an 035.
Yeah, we run. I think we run 30 thou here.
You run 30.
30 thou one. Well, we bought a nice MIG welder from my neighbor when he was moving. They sold their house and they have a trailer in Florida, and then they were moving to a trailer in Dunville. So he was selling everything. So I picked up
Scotty,
welder
Hello.
Hey,
for
Scotty.
like $250, and we couldn't figure out why the feed was like intermittent. It would kind of jerk, in and out, and then all of a sudden the wires start running smooth again. And I was fooling around with
The tip no good.
well, no, I was fooling around with the tensioner on the roll when it's unrolling and everything, and got it working good. Then all of a sudden, I had to change a spool of wire. We had welded up something, used a spool, so I put a new spool on. And as I was running that new spool of wire through, 2 pieces of wire came out. So there was a broken piece that had stayed, or he had left one piece inside the gun. Now it works like a charm.
Yeah, the trip to Hawaii. Yes, the only thing not included in the trip to the Hawaii is the airfare and the hotel and the food and the drinks. Other than that, it's a completely paid trip. Oh, and the souvenirs and the dancing girls.
How you doing, Scotty?
Yeah, doing all right.
Yeah, you're looking good there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not taking the calendar over. I've just noticed.
So Tim,
Yes.
we were
Bill.
talking earlier. We were discussing both how I got started and how Wayne got started on YouTube. What motivated you to do your first YouTube video?
Well, I've been on YouTube since 2018, but what motivated me to do my first YouTube video was mixed mowers, because I do lawn care during the summer.
Yeah.
And then I thought, if rather than going to somebody and waiting maybe 3 or 4 weeks to get it repaired, I'd rather do it myself and it cuts down on costs.
Yeah,
That's why I started and obviously I'd done my first YouTube video, and that was, I thought I'm getting tongue tied, and I thought I'd just post it on YouTube. Yeah.
I do that too.
Yeah.
So Mick's the one that you learned from by watching his videos?
Mixed mowers, Roy the boy, and the original mower man as well.
Yeah, the crew, the UK crew.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I do watch like Bill's, yourselves.
So out of all of them, Tim, which one's the governor?
Careful what you say.
You put me on the spot.
No, wait, watch. Now he's going to look down the list of who's on right now.
Yeah.
You best say Mick, because I know who's in earlier.
Yeah, I know Mick was in here earlier.
Yeah, getting called out.
Yeah.
Hey, I give Mick all the credit in the world. When I had about 40 subscribers in, I guess, March or April, just March or April.
Yeah.
It was, wasn't that long ago.
No.
And Mick saw one of my videos and liked it. Yeah. And he says, "Come on up on our live." And then that day I think I broke 100 that day.
Bloody hell.
But I had 40 or 50 subscribers that morning.
Sure, isn't
and it just, because for me, it was nothing more than a goofy little hobby.
Yeah.
And then I got motivated and said, okay, let's go buy a camera. Let's get some lights. Let's make honest to God videos. Yeah. And you can see I've even got a green screen behind me now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not sat outside really.
Yeah. You mean you're not sitting next to your lawnmower?
That mower is buried in the back of a shed at the moment.
Tim carries his lawnmower into the bathroom with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mum would get a bit annoyed if I started moving all the mowers indoors.
Do you think? She'd be moving you
got
outdoors?
Quite a few. I have got a fair few now. And then I'll go, I really like that one. I keep it. Oh, I like that one too. I'll keep that one. Why do I need so many mowers?
Scotty doesn't like McCulloch lawn mowers or strimmers.
I have arguments with them. Yes, they don't play ball.
Scotty has a tendency to take hammers to McCulloch lawn mowers and strimmers.
Let me see.
Once, actually, I was a spanner, and it went straight through the wheel of the McCulloch mower. Whoopsies.
Yeah.
I mean, that one was pretty
About
buggered, to be fair.
last weekend, it was in the 60s, and a friend brought me this over and asked me if I could have a look at her.
You showed me.
Yeah.
Two-stroke 40 horse.
A 2-stroke 40 horse McCullough, Scott McCullough, not just McCullough, Scott McCullough motor.
Wow.
That's a beauty.
Yeah, dual side draft carbs on it for a two piston engine. A 2 pistons 2-stroke. You don't see that much.
No, I've never seen one. Not a 40 horse.
I tell you, when you see it in person, you think to yourself, would I trust that motor? And you say to yourself, no, I would not. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it had about 3 parts on it that were built after 1970, and the rest of it was all original. It had a starter solenoid, a plug, and a wire, and the coil. Those are the only things that weren't original on the whole motor, and it still runs.
Well, there's a lot of boating that goes on here in Port Colborne. We're on the shores of Lake Erie, but Lake Erie's the shallowest lake of all the Great Lakes. And if you're out there, let's say you're out there 4 or 5 miles, and they haven't reported the weather's going to change, you can have 12-foot waves in no time.
Yikes! So that you do that on those 4 days in August when it's above freezing, right?
What's that? Boating?
Yeah.
Oh, we got more than 4 days in August when it's above freezing. They're out there fishing, likely start in May. They'll be out there because the lake's not going to freeze over this year.
Yeah, it's about 4 degrees Celsius below 4 degrees below 0 Celsius out here right now, and snowing. We've got an ice storm going. But normally in this time of year and being in Texas, I can brag about the weather and say, yeah, it's 65 degrees. I'm wearing shorts all day.
Yeah.
And everybody in Canada hates me for it, you know?
No, I like the cold. It doesn't bother me. I enjoy the seasons. We got 4 of them.
Yeah. Yep.
And I always say December 21st, and everybody's going to give me heck for this, but December 21st is the first day of spring. And everybody said, what are you, nuts? And I said, the days are starting to get longer.
Yeah.
December the 22nd.
December 21st.
Longer than the 21st.
Yeah.
So if the days are getting shorter, spring is here. So my winter goes pretty quick as far as my brain works.
Well, last year we had somewhere along the lines of, I think, 26 straight days over 100 degrees.
Well,
so the days getting longer are not a good thing in Texas.
No, we had some hot weather here. It got so hot here that this summer that just passed, Jake went out and got an industrial fan from Global Industrial. I think it cost the wife just yelled out 500 and some odd Canadian dollars. I think that included tax. It mounts to our I-beam in the garage.
Wow.
And it's rotating fan, so it'll rotate 180 degrees. Just on the first setting, if you're wearing a wig, you're not going to have any hair on your head. It's going to blow it right off. Like this thing goes down the shop. I think it does like 30 air changes of the shop per minute.
Yeah, I don't think the groundhog's going to see a shadow tomorrow.
Oh, is that when it is?
Tomorrow's Groundhog Day. Yep.
Phil?
So everybody head to the store and get a groundhog because everybody has groundhog for dinner on February 2nd.
So you watch Punxsutawney Phil? That's Punxsutawney Phil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the famous one. You think it's really him? You think he's really alive still, or
no? They've said he's like number 18 or something.
I think he's like Elvis. He's still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive. Yeah. He's the world's oldest groundhog.
Yeah.
Yeah. While we're sitting there, I just had an email go through that says that my iPhone has been hacked. Huh. I guess I should go get an iPhone.
You don't want one of them.
You got to love it when you get like emails. I don't even have one of those. So yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, Nationwide Bank, your credit card has been hacked. You go through your wallet and it's like,
I had not one but 2 emails today to say that my Amazon Prime payment had failed. I was like, funny how it's some like jibber jabber email address has been sent from.
Yeah, it's something this long with too many consonants, and it's at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Because that's who
Oh, it
Amazon
wasn't even
uses.
that. It was like some. I want to say it was like a Chinese kind of looking email address. I was like,
Well, today in the morning, we got 3 phone calls. One was from the government, supposedly, that said my social security number had been canceled. Another one was something about $1,000 payment on Amazon had gone through. So they were just check. But you got to hit one, eh? Got to hit that one, and then you're really screwed. So don't hit the one.
Yeah, no.
no.
Yeah, it's I get those so often it just drives me nuts.
Yep, definitely.
It's like, guys, I know for a fact I don't get any emails of any interest. The only emails I get that are interesting are, hey, I've got a chainsaw for sale. You know.
Nope.
Well, yeah. While we were sitting here, I just had a guy just send me an email on the ad that I showed earlier that said, I've got 2 Mini Mac 35s. What will you give me for them? Neither one of them start.
Mm.
And now the opinion, I don't have an opinion on them until I take the spark plug out and look inside the piston with the camera.
Yeah.
Then I might want it, you know.
Yeah.
I've got an Echo blower that looks brand new. It's like a little handheld 255, I want to say, PB 255. Brand new. It's gorgeous. And I was telling John Clem about it earlier. You could drop a needle down the groove above the exhaust port and it wouldn't touch the wall or the piston. There's just a dig all the way down the side of it.
76.
Alan McLean says he remembers popping tar bubbles that used to get so hot in the 70s.
Yeah.
On the roads.
Wayne, tell him you remember the tar bubbles from when the tar pits were first created.
I remember tar bubbles too.
Yeah.
When the earth was cooling.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to begin.
Sorry, my phone, sorry.
I believe the show's already begun, Tim.
Yes, all right, Scotty.
You know I always say that.
Yes, I know. And I keep forgetting to turn my phone down.
Okay, Scotty, go ahead. What made you make your first video?
Well, I started off with this channel.
Make it good. I want to hear something that you
in
made it to impress a
2014.
girl.
I started off in 2014, and there was back in 2014. There was a hyper video vlogs, and all that. So I thought that would be a good idea. So I was doing that for ages, and then what was it? 2019. I ended up getting a mower which had a Kumsky engine on it, which I had problems with it. So I went on YouTube and I looked through videos and found Mick, found Roy's the boy, found Colin, who now does scrap, and all that. And then 2020, I decided I'm going to change the approach of my channel and do a bit more of small engine repairs, and as of when I can, I'll do them. Pretty much. That's it. Yeah.
Big John
Eventually,
says he loves me. I love you too, Big John.
Eventually, somebody's going to say, well, you see, I met a girl and she said she really liked to watch this kind of video. Somebody's going to say that eventually.
I did have my ex on my channel, but yeah.
Was she
That
your
wasn't
ex
to
then?
do with small engines.
Oh,
We
well,
ran
I'm
her
sure we
over
don't want to know.
a rotavator. Run her over with a rotavator. That's what I like to do now. Isn't it? Meh.
So we're all waiting for Big John to do his
Yes,
first
I'm back
video.
again, Michael.
We're all waiting for Big John to do a repair video for us, right?
Well, he does a lot of repairs. He does do a lot of work. I know this. I talked to John. He
But he
just
doesn't
doesn't want us
film
to
it.
see.
So we don't know for a fact. Like Big John is like
John.
a tree in the forest. If somebody cuts down that tree and it falls down, does it actually make a noise when it hits? That's
Yeah,
like
if John
Big
fixes an engine, does it start tomorrow?
Yeah, he does all these never ever cease. So I'm not too sure, John. You listening, John? We actually got to see you working on something.
Yes, John. Yes.
Just one video, John. Doesn't have to be great.
No.
Oh, yeah, the old mowers see him working on their friends. Well, I know. If you saw he's got weed eaters hanging, and he says they're all scrap, but he's got a row of weed eaters. And, you know, I'm a two-stroke fanatic, so I see that row of weed eaters, and I go, oh.
Who, John does?
Yeah.
I never saw that, but what's he doing? Going to make a fence out of them?
It's a collection.
A collection.
I was.
Well, that's the first person
a video
I
yesterday, but I
ever
didn't
heard
go.
of that had a collection of weed eaters or weed trimmers.
Yeah.
In the winter, I've got a collection of weed eaters. I just don't want it. I'm trying to sell it. Nobody wants them in the winter. Now, this year, it's sort of bad because for the go-kart, I've torn things off of the wall. You know, my weed eater collection, I had, I think, 5 of them, and I took 3 of them off the wall and stripped them apart because I'm going to use the motors on the go-kart all at the same time.
Dirt Rider says I'm burning John bad. I said, that's just what he does to Big Sons with his art. Same thing.
Yeah, definitely.
John's always cutting down Big Son's art.
Yeah, I would love to get Ronaldo up here.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a kick out of him.
Yeah.
What have you sent me, John? Oh, I did not need to see that. Oh, why?
Now, careful, just in case you're going to show it to everybody else. I've got my hand on the button.
Yeah, Luke's out there. He's not doing too nice for John. Look at what. Look at what
You
he's
sure
saying.
about that, John? Yet.
That's not nice, Luke.
So, John, you coming up or what? I'm surprised.
Yes, come
John
on,
and
Mr.
Luke are sitting there.
Clem.
Usually, they're good.
Yeah.
And I know John loves Ronaldo too, almost as much as he loves me.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, I've got an original Ronaldo piece of art. It's literally stuck with a magnet to the refrigerator in my garage.
I got to get him to send
Just
me
because he
some.
gave it to me. John,
This is the banter that I get from
we're going to
John,
pretend
right?
this is you unless you come up.
Just sends me photos.
And John's a big guy. You don't want to fool with him.
No,
Yeah, I could tell from the photo you just sent me.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's yeah. He could definitely be a small forward, maybe a power forward in the NBA.
Yeah.
yeah.
If he was
I
your
didn't
goalie,
need to see in the shower.
no.
You
Yeah.
panicked for a moment then, didn't you?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, I missed out on the perfect opportunity of doing that when he originally sent that to me because I didn't have my phone at hand.
Yeah, if you look at the name of the picture and you get it from John and it says me in the shower, you really don't know if you want to open that picture.
Yeah.
It's like if your wife doesn't want to look at you in the shower, what makes you think we do?
Yeah, exactly.
John's right. Ronaldo does have his artwork hanging
God, what did you send?
in his shop. He's got it hanging up there. I saw it.
And Ronaldo's just so
yeah,
bad.
is that a
it's
picture of me in the shower?
wonderful. Yeah.
I was.
Oh, I'm gonna have to write that one down. Yeah, and I promise next Wednesday I'll actually hit the button that says "Go Live"
Yeah.
at 2:00.
Yeah, I've done that myself. I'm being like sat there for a couple of moments and then we'll go, oh crap! I pressed the live button.
15 minutes. I talked to myself, and then I went to look up at the comment list and saw the little thing that said
Yeah.
"Go Live," and I went,
Ow.
So that's 2:00 your time, not Eastern. Like that's
"Yes,
is
2:00
that 3
Central."
Yeah, 3:00 Eastern, I think. Which
Yeah, I
is
was trying to find a good time to go.
Not the X-rated one.
perfect here.
Did
Yeah,
that as a
Scotty
joke.
showed the most X-rated. He showed me in the shower.
And the boys in the UK, it's a good time for them because they're all back from the pub normally by then, right, boys?
I don't go to the
I
pub,
want to Wednesday,
Wayne.
so it's all good.
They
Don't
haven't
go
gone
to
out
the pub,
yet.
Wayne.
Uh,
Wayne, I'd rather drink in the house. Too expensive to drink at the pub.
that
Oh,
is
yeah.
true.
Yeah, and Scotty's got the virtual background because he's at the pub.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it down, people. Keep it
I
down.
think, I think Scotty's down there drinking.
Yeah, the
cranberry
pub comes to me,
juice.
John. Yeah.
You drinking cranberry juice down there, Scotty?
Squash.
Squash.
Mm.
So in order to get squash juice, you squish a squash.
No.
Nah, it's apple and blackcurrant, I think. Can't remember.
No, I don't spend
See-
all my money on takeaways, Luke.
For me, it's just soda. I stopped drinking when I was 22.
Good man.
When Wayne was retired, and he was in the club that convinced people to quit drinking back then.
I used to drink a 2-liter bottle of soda a day.
I go through 3 of these a day, and I restrict myself. But I switch back and forth between this and sugar-free Kool-Aid. Now I go through half a gallon of sugar-free Kool-Aid every day.
Bloody hell.
That is indeed a Mountfield, a very tiny one.
I drink a lot of
I do
coffee.
still have it.
Tim Hortons dark roast.
Yeah. We've got one of them here in Motherwell.
Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons. Yeah.
Yeah, there's one that's Exeter.
Yeah, it's a drive-through.
Yeah,
There's a lot
I
of
think one's
drive-thrus
got
coming.
proper, yeah.
Yeah.
Now see here, you get donuts at the local donut shop or Dunkin' Donuts. That's just what you do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
Dunkin'
got Dunkin'
Donuts.
Donuts over here in Canada.
You'll always hear that Tim Hortons is the Krispy Kreme of Canada.
Yeah, Krispy
But
Kreme donuts.
The truth
Yeah,
of it
it's
is
Malone.
Krispy Kreme is deep south only.
Yeah, they're good donuts.
They're good, but they're
Krispy
not as good
Kreme,
as
yeah.
Dunkin'
Krispy
Donuts.
Kreme donuts are brilliant.
Can't eat them. Sad realities. There's one in Plymouth. I know there's announced out there opening the Exeter one. I don't know if they have or not. Let's have a look.
No, that's funny. Yeah, when Laura's in the video with Luke, it's automatically a short. It can't go over 60 seconds.
Okay, maybe it hasn't actually opened yet.
And they made us outside with a Coke and a packet of crisps. Oh dear.
Does not seem like they've opened it yet. They announced it. Yeah. They must have got distracted.
And considering that this is the first one was just me just floundering miserably. Considering this is the second one, I think we improved greatly from the first to the second. What do you think, Wayne?
Yeah, no, great.
Yeah.
How many people you got watching?
I think it peaked out at 18.
Yeah, well, it'll keep growing.
Yeah, and shows 12 now.
Yeah.
But we've got John, and he's huge, so he counts twice. So it's actually 13 now.
Yeah.
That's all right then.
No, not tonight, Michael Roberts. Not tonight. Maybe tomorrow night. I don't know.
Well, thanks.
You did a live stream Saturday, Wayne?
No, that was the one that we were on in Concord.
Yeah.
Oh,
where
yeah,
I got
Phil.
stuck by myself and had to rant and rave for,
Yeah.
I don't know, 20 minutes or half hour. Whatever.
Oh dear.
You know, half an hour, or I should say, at 1 o'clock, the cable guy showed up here because my signal. Remember, I fell out Saturday,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I pushed. What happened was I froze for a second, and then I pressed the refresh button, and it didn't occur to me that was going to knock me off the stream.
Yeah, there I was by myself, and I'm going, oh, dead air. That ain't good. So
Yeah.
I started, just kept
Look.
on going until Phil came back.
If you've got a couple of guys, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when
Yeah, it's not too bad when you got like
it's
2
hard,
or 3 people. Like,
especially when you're not expecting it to happen to you.
Yeah.
no.
That's how
Self,
on Monday. When I
Yeah.
did it Monday, it was
Yeah.
like I literally turned it on and I said, okay, I've never done a live stream before, so I'll just turn it on and then I'll fool with it and figure out where all the buttons are and play
Yeah.
with the windows. And then all of a sudden there's 11 people in it and 4 people in the basement. And I'm going, oh crap, I haven't thought about this. All I was thinking about was the buttons. I've got nothing to say here.
And I'm hoping Phil doesn't need.
And I was on my phone because I had the desktop
Yeah.
up and running to do the radio show.
And today was funny because I was all set up and prepared and had things all set up to talk about, and then forgot to hit the go button. A little embarrassing, but I'll get good at it.
Man says he's thinking about doing more lives, but he just doesn't seem to get around to it. That doesn't sound to me like a guy that wants to do more lives. If you can't
No.
get around to it, something right. You want to do it, you got to get to it.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna try to stick with Wednesday at 2 o'clock for now.
Yeah,
for at least a month or two.
good.
Yeah. I miss some people because in England, they're all out drinking, and in America, they're all at work still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I figure it's a good quiet time, and I'll move to the weekend once we've got something established.
Yeah.
But I don't want to step on Phil. I can't do that. I can't touch anywhere near his time. Just out of
he's
out of
locked
decency.
in at Saturday.
Yeah,
right?
He's locked in at 2 o'clock Saturday.
Yeah, 2 o'clock Saturday. And then Kenny, he was doing his Sunday morning ones, but he hadn't done them for a while.
Yeah.
But I think food got so expensive at the takeout that Ken just said, I can't afford it anymore. Like he used to be there every day doing a live.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe he just cut his sponsorship.
Yeah.
You're eating everything in here. Go away.
Yeah, right.
John
There's no
Clem's
more
asking
food.
for his hat.
All you can eat for $5. That's all you can eat for $5. Leave.
No, Dirt Rider, that's what these hats cost me, $50 by the time we paid shipping and import duties from Denmark for a Canadian-made hat. Canadian made, order them, made in Canada, right? And when the shipment come in, we paid duty on it, and it came from Denmark. These were made in Denmark.
Really?
Yeah, hard to believe, and it's a Canadian site. They didn't,
2
like,
minutes,
they
I
didn't
just
know
need to let
that.
the dog
When you
out.
ordered them, you figure you're getting a Canadian-made hat. The price is like $25 Canadian. That's fair. And then the next thing, you place your order, and then when the shipment comes in, you get nailed with this import and the duty on it. And the next thing is it's a $50 hat.
My favorite hat.
Yeah, looks like my golf hat.
It kind of is a golf hat.
For golfing. What's that guy's name, Laurie?
It's a holder for my earphones.
The golfer's hat that I got. No, it wasn't him.
So who was the first golfer?
I'm thinking of who the hat was that was like that. He was, I think he was Australian. Big, tall golfer. Jeez, can't remember his name. I might have to go and take a quick look, and then I'm going to know. Just a minute.
Probably,
Trying
you
to
probably
figure out
got
how
it
to do
as
a
the
rip-off
first
hat
time.
here.
Greg Norman. It was Greg Norman, the shark.
Greg
There
Norman.
you go. Al got it.
Was he from Australia, Scotty, or England? I think he was
I don't know.
Australian.
I'll Google it.
Yeah, all you young guys, you get Google in there. Us old guys don't do that.
Australian.
Australia? Yeah.
And Gregory John Norman.
Yeah, Greg Norman, the shark. So on the hat like you've got, he's got a logo right on the top there, and it's like a great white embroidered into the hat.
It says he spent 331 weeks as the world number one in the 80s and 90s.
Guy was something else. Yeah.
And remember, in the 80s, I was a teenager.
Yeah. No, he was something else. I remember him. Phil Mickelson, another one of my favorites. He's a lefty like I am.
The only thing I can say about golf that I ever thought was fun was the movie Caddyshack.
My wife and I enjoy going out and playing around the golf. Like, we have a good time. She actually got a hole-in-one this year, her first hole-in-one.
Well, when I play putt-putt, I get holes in one.
Yeah, well, they don't count.
No.
This was a 100-yard hole in one on a par 3.
John's giving away cruises like there's no tomorrow. Now, Wayne, you owe an Alaskan cruise.
What do I
owe a
owe
Hawaii
for?
cruise
What was that, John? Why do I owe an Alaskan cruise?
because he guessed Greg Norman.
Oh, it was a guess.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can see Jack Nicklaus. Nope, just Jack Nicklaus and Greg Norman. And free hats, but I don't know anything about free hats.
No, there is no free hats.
No free hats. Yeah, I've got a t-shirt shop around the corner here that's going to make me t-shirts. And they're just around the corner, and they're going to do it cheap enough. It cost me $20 each.
Yeah, if you go, well, I'll tell you what, they're like the company in Welland, Silvestri Sports, did the embroidery for us. Like I've got a couple of, and like I told Mick, all of our stuff is prototypes. Basically, we do one-offs for me and Jake, and then maybe he'll do something for some of his friends, you know. I checked with them. I think the minimum order to silk screen T-shirts is 24. And I told them that I wanted, Jake says the best T-shirt going is the Gildan, Gildan dry fit. He said it's a perfect fitting shirt. Now, when I try to buy those T-shirts at a shop, they run like 10 or $12 Canadian. So when I went to get a price on silk screening, I think if I go up to 105 T-shirts, you get a price break. I think it's like $18 a shirt. Canadian.
Well, I coached a soccer team for 7 seasons. Kids.
Yeah.
Kids. And I ordered them shirts every season.
Right.
And it came out of my pocket. So, I was out $500 in shirts for 14 kids every year. But lucky enough, the guy remembered me from buying shirts for 7 seasons.
Right.
Well, twice a year for 7 seasons. And he said, oh, yeah. $20 each. Tell me how many you want. So he remembered me, and he's being nice to me.
Yeah. Well, since I just mentioned Gildan out here, if there's anybody that knows the execs, I think they should send me a couple thousand T-shirts, and I'll give them away.
But be careful how you say that, though, because giving them away in Canada would cost you a fortune shipping.
I know. I sent that T-shirt off to Kenny because I had promised him a shirt, and I think it was $21 to ship it.
Oh, just dropped himself out.
Yeah, his phone was going off.
I think he's got a phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah. Likely his mistress, eh?
Yeah.
Doesn't want the wife to know.
No.
Oh, he's back. Did you hear that?
Well, yeah, my wife called.
Oh, okay. See, I said it was your mistress.
Yeah. And she said, yeah. She says, yeah, I'm over here. I'm on my way to Wayne's house. And I went, wait, what? It was funny. She would actually last year went to Canada.
Yeah.
And in the basic general neighborhood of Bruce's. And then 3 weeks later, she had to go to Mexico for an audit. The same time Bruce went, and I said, I'm starting to really question this.
That's something fishy.
I said, she's already shown a tendency to like old guys, so. Yeah, golf's a great game.
No.
If you can't play any other sport. Now, Frisbee golf is fun.
Yeah, our golf course actually locally just down the road, it did have a Frisbee golf set up, and they just shut that down, I think, last year because they were getting too many people playing on that section of the golf course.
Really?
Yeah, and prior to that section of the golf course, it was the original 9 holes, the little par 3. It wasn't getting a lot of use, so they set up Frisbee golf, and they had groups that would set up teams and play. But then all of a sudden, it just started getting busy with golfing again, and you can't be playing frisbee golf and with real golf balls at the same time.
See now,
Boo.
no, no, because both of them can go astray pretty easily.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind getting hit by a frisbee. I don't want to get hit by a golf ball.
No, you don't want to get hit by a actual, frisbee golf frisbee. They're pretty rough. They're not like regular whammo frisbees.
Oh, they're different.
They're different. They're smaller.
Oh yeah.
And heavier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you could put a hole in drywall from 50 feet out.
Wow.
Yeah, we switched over because we realized that you could throw a frisbee, an actual professional disc.
Yeah.
We realized we could get 100 yards with a cross breeze out of one of those. You can't throw a frisbee 100 yards. You just can't. Not unless you're in a hurricane.
Oh yeah.
Well, when I play golf, I'm going on 74, and with my driver, I can hit a golf ball about 250 yards. That's about it.
See, now you shouldn't say you're 74. What you say is you're 39.
No, I'm 70.
With 36 years of experience.
I'm in my 74th year shortly.
Jeez.
Or no, I'll be in my 75th year shortly. I'm going to be 74, so I'll be in my 75th in March.
Yeah, so you say you're 39 with 35 years of experience.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing: if you want to hit a golf ball farther, you have to go to a professional golf course. Because I played at the Hamilton Country Club with the vice president of our Ford shop. That's where he plays.
Of a porn shop?
Yeah, it's in Ancaster. And they hold the Canadian Open there. And he was telling me where to hit my drives. And I said, why would I hit over there? There's bush over there. He said, no, it's downhill. So where your ball lands, you'll get more yardage, right? So I play the ball over in that where. Now, I'm only hitting it 250, right? And we're into a par 5 that's like 700 yards long.
Yeah.
And I walk into my ball and I hit 250, and where's my ball? And I keep on going and I keep on going. Holy geez, that ball's 350 yards out. But by catching that downhill lie, it hits the downhill and it keeps on going. So
it doesn't take its forward momentum away as much if you land on the downhill angle.
Yeah. So then the next shot, he says, okay, you got to play it over here. So I play it over there. And the next thing you know, I hit a 3-wood. I only hit a 3-wood 200 yards, but the thing almost goes 300. Next thing you know, I'm on this 700-yard par 5. I'm laying on the green in 3 regulation, and I make like 100-foot putt to make a birdie on a hole that I shouldn't have had a chance to make an 8 on.
Hi, John Clem.
Later, John.
I'll see you later, John. Yeah, I've only golfed on a real golf course twice in my life. But one was in the in Zionsville, Indiana. They had a par 3, and we got there at dark, literally playing in the dark one day, because the guy was going to teach me how to hit a golf ball.
Yeah.
And I probably put about $400 worth of balls in the trees. I went through boxes of balls, and he says, "No, do this. No, do this. You're not doing this, damn it!" And then he gives me his biggest, baddest, most expensive, golf club that cost as much as my car. And he says, okay, now pay attention. Now do this. He says, right, don't hit the ball anymore. You don't want to just keep spending money on balls, because all of them are going the same direction. He says, now do this. He says, okay, now take half a step forward and do that again. And I did. We went and got the ball. We had to get in the car to go get the ball. 1.3 miles.
1.3 miles.
It went over the hole, hit dead center in the street, just over the 190-yard hole.
Kept on going.
And it hit dead center in the street and went all the way down the hill.
Longest drive in. You should be in the Guinness Book of Records for that one.
I think I was cheating on that one, but it went almost 1.5 miles because it just. And he said, well, and he says that was still not a good drive because you didn't land anywhere near the green. He says, but because of course the green's over here and the ball went this way. But it still went as far as I'll ever hit a golf ball in my life. I couldn't have done that again for all the money in the world.
The Greenwich Golf Club.
Michael Roberts. Oh, so he's going alligator hunting?
I'll check out that golf club out.
Yeah, it's sort of
somebody
fun
at
when
the door.
somebody tells you to check something out and you forget that everybody's from different countries.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you guys should come play Frisbee golf with me tomorrow over at the Trophy Club Frisbee golf course. It's only a, 6,000-mile ride for Scotty and Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a par 38,000 from there.
Yeah. No offense here, gentlemen, but I know the two of you play golf, but I don't mean this in any badness, but I find golf one of the most boring sports ever.
Yeah. No,
Straight
I play
over me
Frisbee
head.
golf. I play Frisbee golf. I don't play regular golf. I've done it, like I said, I've done it twice, and I'm a putt-putting fool outside of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, as any golfer will tell you, Tim, that's what most of the anarchists say.
Don't get me wrong, I've tried to watch golf, but I just it's just not.
No.
I played mini golf.
There's
I
a
fell
lot
over
of
a
people that
slab
say
of
it's the
concrete.
most boring game in the world.
You know, me and my little brother had a long discussion about the difference between a game and a sport. And we finally figured out the one distinction on whether or not an outdoor activity is a game or a sport. If you can drink beer while you're doing it, it's a game.
Yeah.
Hockey is a sport. Golf is a game. Softball, it's a game. Everybody drinking beer is almost a requirement playing softball. Baseball, it's a game.
Yeah.
Bowling,
How many
game.
people got Super Bowl parties lined up?
Now, you know, I'm from Indiana, and my team doesn't have a coach or a quarterback or a decent wide receiver or much of a defense. So, yeah, I'm not going to watch the Super Bowl, probably.
The funny thing about the Super Bowl is in Canada, we've got the Grey Cup.
Yeah.
For Canadian football. We've got one less down. We've got a longer field. But I can say one thing. Normally, when I watch the Super Bowl, I turn it off at halftime because you know who's already won the game. It's very rare that you see a Super Bowl that's that close. There have been some excellent ones, but I'm saying the majority of them, you know who's going to win it when you watch the first half. In the Grey Cup in the Canadian Football League, it goes down to the last second because they can kick a point to tie the game or win the game with a single point kick into the end zone. No disrespect to the NFL, by the way.
No, I'm a basketball fan first and a football fan second. But I'm from Indiana, and it's legally required that you be a basketball fan if you're in Indiana.
Yeah, we got the Raptors.
I've heard about them.
Yeah, they won the championship.
Yeah.
The whole world went nuts when Canada won.
Yeah.
Wasn't basketball invented in Canada? I think it was.
Well, do you remember?
I think the first basketball game, somebody Google that. I think the first basketball game was in Canada.
YMCA in Albany, New York.
Oh,
That's Southern Canada.
Southern Canada.
close.
Well, it's like the UK is the Eastern United States.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And it is funny to spend my whole life saying that I speak English, and then I hear people actually speak English, and I think, wow, I don't know what language I speak, but it's not English.
James Naismith, a Canadian who moved to United States,
That's
invented basketball.
Naismith.
There you go.
Naismith,
So when did Canadian? Yeah.
Naismith is the Canadian, and he invented the game of basketball.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it said that it was a half court game.
Scotty,
Well, the whole court was half court wide.
You straighten all them guys out over there in the U.S.
And the first game ended with a score of 1-0, and the shot was made from 25 feet away.
Well,
I
that's
had
because
family
That's a
who
three.
emigrated to Canada. So yeah,
that was because the wicker basket broke.
never knew him.
Probably, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but I was raised in Fort Lauderdale, and the closest team in 1987, I want to say 84, 87, no, 87, the Miami Heat was founded.
Yeah.
And they were so terrible. You know, they lost their first 17 games. They were out of the playoffs halfway through the season already. They were so bad, you had to love them. And then I became a hardcore Miami Heat fan.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest days of my life. My wife got me nosebleed seats for back in the Dwayne Wade days. Dwayne Wade and Shaquille O'Neal playing for the Heat. You know, when they were on their way to their next title.
Mhm.
They were on their way to their first title, actually. And she got us nosebleed seats for a home playoff game in Miami, and we flew down and went to the game. And we got picked out of the crowd and got to sit on the floor.
Oh yeah.
You got to
Great.
sit in $50,000 worth of seats on the floor that we paid $10 each for.
Wow.
And that was pretty fun. At halftime, you know, they interview you at halftime and everything, and we had a good time.
Yeah.
And she thinks she laughed the whole time. She says, "Let's see now. We used miles for the tickets, we used points for the hotel, and we spent $20 on tickets and got to sit on the
There you
floor of a playoff game."
See you later, Al McLean.
Yep.
Stay safe.
There he is,
Yeah.
Naismith, with the basket.
I'll see you later, Al.
There you go.
Everything's backwards here. I go like this, going the wrong way.
It's the wrong way around.
I gotta go this way, like this. Scotty's
I know you throw yourself off because you've got to remember that
The
you're on the
EP's right,
perspective of this. You know, if the perspective coming this way in your image.
But see, the hat's the right way, right?
Yeah.
Well, yes, but
Yes,
you're.
Michael Robert Simon.
But I've seen some guys videoing and everything's
Another one.
backwards.
Well, you know why? It's because they mirror the screen.
Yeah,
Because when you mirror your screen, it's like I'm holding up my right hand
Yeah.
right.
because I'm facing me, so
Yeah,
it feels like I'm holding up my left hand.
There's my
Yeah.
right hand.
Yeah.
There's my left hand. Hello.
Yeah,
Left hand,
your left
my
hand.
right
My right hand.
I've got the blur effect turned on, so
Yeah.
I can do a fade to black. Nope, it's pretty good about following me. I knew that expensive computer would come in handy for something. Okay, guys, it's heading towards 4:00.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill, thanks for having me up. Appreciate it. Had a good time.
And
No, are you kidding me? Although it would have been fun to get Al and John and all those guys to come up too. This came out
Well,
10
you
times
know,
better than I
you don't-
hoped it would.
Bill, you don't want to ruin the quality of the show now too much, like, right?
And I don't know. I think if we get a little bit of Luke, maybe Adam Elliott will come up next time, or Michael Roberts,
Yeah,
or Mick.
or Mick. Yeah, I saw Mick came through for a moment there. You
yeah.
get some of those guys to come up, makes it fun.
Nick might either is out on the rail or he's out there training that dog of his.
I appreciate it, Michael. I figure for the first one, we did okay. The last one, which was technically a live stream, for me, it was embarrassing. Only because I had no idea what I was doing and I did not have a plan when I started. This time, here you go. You want to laugh?
Yeah.
Just in case I went flat, I had that. Things to talk about. So I had a plan B.
Okay, I'm out of here. Thanks, Bill. See you,
Yep.
Scotty, Tim. Have a good
See you
one.
that way.
Okay, thanks for coming, everybody, and we'll see you
welcome.
Wednesday at 2:00.
Take care. Bye.
Yeah.